Hello, souls and demons, and welcome back. Today's story is called A Bloody Christmas, written by Horror Queen 1212. So you know the drill. Sit back, grip your seats, and enjoy. Corey Parker was a good boy of just 6 years old. He always did his chores and played nicely with the other kids on his suburban street. Corey was in a state of joyfulness. You see, it was Christmas Eve, and he was sure that he had earned a place on the nice list. Still, even the best little boys misbehave a little. When it was time for bed, Cody let himself be tucked in by his mom and dad, and feigned sleep until he was certain that they were asleep themselves. He then tiptoed downstairs and sat on the living room couch by the tree. He was going to meet Santa Claus for himself. He hoped Santa would forgive him. He just wanted to show him the cookies that he had helped bake himself. The milk and cookies were still there, and there were no presents under the tree. Corey sighed with relief as he realized that he hadn't missed Santa. He sat on the couch for what felt like a lifetime, but was really less than an hour. He kept his eyes trained on the large fireplace, adorned with stockings just ready to be filled with goodies. He had almost drifted off to sleep when he heard the tapping. He jumped up and looked into the chimney, but didn't see anything. The tapping continued, and he realized that it wasn't coming from the chimney, but the front window. Timidly, Corey walked up to the window and peered into the night. His eyes filled up with amazement. Standing at the window was Santa Claus. He was tall with rosy cheeks and a big white beard. Over his shoulder was a large red sack filled with who knows what kinds of treasures. "Santa!" Corey exclaimed. "It's me! It's Corey! I'm sorry I didn't stay in bed, but I had to meet you. Please forgive me."
Ho ho ho! Why, of course, Corey. Santa could never be mad at you. Say, why don't you open the door and let me in? My elves have worked hard on your gifts,"
he said with a shuffle of his bag. Corey nodded and smiled. He walked up to the door cheerfully and was just about to open it when a nagging feeling stopped him. Corey's mom had always said that when he had a bad feeling, it was his guardian angel telling him that something was wrong. "Santa?" Corey said through the door. "Why didn't you come down the chimney?" Something felt wrong about this.
Ho ho! It's a long story, Cody. I'll tell you when I get inside.
Corey felt his stomach drop. Had Santa just called him Cody? The real Santa would never get his name wrong. He had an idea. "Santa?" he asked. "Did you bring me the Hot Wheels set that I asked for?" Corey waited with bated breath.
Why, of course I did. Let me in so I can give it to you.
Corey felt sick. If this was the real Santa, then he would know that Corey had asked for roller skates for Christmas. Whoever this was, it wasn't Santa. Corey slowly backed away from the door before running up to his room. All the while he ignored the man calling out to him. He ran into bed and buried himself deep into the covers and squeezed his eyes shut. He stayed that way until he fell asleep. The next morning, Corey awoke to the sound of sirens on his street. He ignored the gifts piled high under the tree and ran to his parents, who were looking out the window in horror. When they noticed him, they shut the blinds and put on fake smiles, but Corey could tell that they were shaken. They never let him see the mutilated bodies of the Stevenson family lying in a neat row across their lawn. The next week, the police held a conference to discuss the case. Everyone in the house had been murdered, including Corey's friend Billy. What baffled the police was that there was no forced entry to the house. It was almost as if someone had just let the killer in.